Oh, yes, it's the Qualcomm podcast. I'm PJ, and thanks for listening. Qualcomm makes some of the best technology on the planet. I'm going to bring you interviews with the experts and the inventors here so you can understand how the technology works and find out what's coming next. Today, we're going to be talking about smart displays with product manager Karthic and marketing lead Winnie. My friends Jerry and Jessica are also joining us. We're all employees here at Qualcomm Technologies Incorporated.
Smart display, the whole new category, right? Mm-hmm. And it's kind of you can think of it as an evolution from our voice assistants that we are all very familiar with. And this is like kind of the next evolution of that, where you have voice input, but you also have like touch input. And the feedback you get back is not only voice, but also you get visual cues. All the three devices, right? The Lenovo, the Harman, and the LG product are actually based on our APQ8053 smart display platform.
Okay.
It's an octa-core chipset with integrated GPU, DSP.
So octa-core, it has 8 CPUs.
Yes.
Okay. And it has a Adreno GPU.
It has our Adreno GPU, and that's especially critical when you have like a display and you have fast UI transitions and you want much fluid user experience.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? All right, so we're gonna dive deeper into what you actually see on this display in a moment, but that thing is really powerful, that chipset, right? I mean, in theory, if you wanted to play PUBG on it, you could do it, right? Right? Like the GPU
you
that's
could.
in there.
And actually, we have other customers who are actually using the same chipset for applications like what you mentioned.
Yeah.
Because we have different variants of the platform, and there are customers looking to enable it for gaming. Right, so
the same chipset.
The same chipset, especially because of the GPU capabilities that it brings to bear.
Oh my God, people are gonna have a field day with these products.
Oh,
yeah. This is gonna be cool. So okay, so we've got this chip. We've got Google coming to us. They want to put out smart displays. They want to give the Google Assistant a face. Who gave it a face? Who are the companies that brought these to market?
Sure. So we had like 3 lead partners that we worked with. The first one was Lenovo. And the Lenovo product is called the Lenovo Google Smart Display.
Wait, before we move on to the other one, in full transparency, I bought one last night.
Oh, nice. Did you get the 8-inch or the 10-inch?
You know what? I want big. You go big or go home. I want the 10-inch.
So I have the 10-inch too, and I love the bamboo back that it has. And I don't know whether many people know, but both the 8-inch and the 10-inch are designed to go either portrait or landscape. Stand is integrated into the device.
We're going to describe the other products in a moment, but since you've been living with it, so what is on this screen? Like, what do you see when you walk into the room and you see this display? What am I looking at?
Well, so you can customize the home screen. Mm-hmm. So usually it has pictures. So I've customized it to show my holiday pictures. It actually pulls either pictures from my Google Photos account or actually pictures from my from my mobile phone, which is what I've set it up, and it's wonderful.
So it's a digital photo frame.
So it's one of the use cases.
When it's not, it's
that's its resting state, right? That's
right.
You could program it to do anything you want, right? It could show the weather, it could show the time. It has different clock settings, but I like the picture frame because that's usually a conversation starter. Kind of walk across, I see pictures from my last holidays, and
that's awesome.
So that's nice.
And that was first one of the driving reasons why I got it, because my family's awesome about using Google Photos and contributing to an album. And so whenever I have like a television that pulls from Google Photos, and when I turn it on, there's just like photos I haven't seen yet that are just on the screen. So like I want that there.
Experience. But I guess the real magic happens once you start interacting with it. It has a number of use cases, right? And the one that I use the most is actually the duo video calling, because I travel a lot, and I it's tough sometimes, and I want to be in constant communication with my family. The other ones that I really use it for is kind of get information on things, because it's again it's an assistant and it's hard, but then you kind of combine it with the visual feedback, right? So if I want to understand what the weather like, right, it's not only going to tell me, but it's going to kind of show me the whole picture. I can kind of see what's the weather going out for a couple of days. Right. It's very good for like news. So I get all my news from it when I'm up there in the morning trying to drink my cup of coffee. I just say, show me the news highlights, and it just pulls up the video feed and can give me the highlights from like CNN or
that's cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, and again, the products before it were you talk to it and it talks back to you, but now you can actually see a lot of these results. I can't wait to set mine up.
Yeah.
So, okay, I think there's something else that it does that I want to touch on that I think is humongous, that is also kind of like invisible to the user first. It controls your other things.
Oh, it definitely does, right? So, I mean, the whole idea of these connected devices is that you can control them, right?
You know, but I think people miss that. I agree with you 100%, but I think most people just think it's something that just gives you information, which it does a great job at. But the other part that it's supposed to do is to be the thing that controls all of your appliances.
Definitely. Yeah. So smart display, right, builds on top of what you can do with other connected, cloud applications and assistants and be able to connect your other devices at home. So it does all that, right? Being able to control your thermostat, trying to turn on your kitchen lights or, being able to view what's happening in your kid's room through a connected camera.
Yeah.
All that is enabled through the smart display.
Have you hooked some stuff up to it?
Yes, I have. I have my...
Wait, hold on. Now this is the game show part of it. Let's see who's got the most stuff hooked up to their Google Assistant.
All right, let's
Jerry,
open up
would you like to go
the
first?
home app.
All right, let's see.
Okay.
Let's see what we got. All right, I'm opening up my home app.
Okay, I'm opening up mine too.
Any chance you guys have... No? Okay, all right, we have 3 contestants. Let's see. Okay, I've got my stuff in front of me. Jerry, would you like to... Let me see. Wait, I'm counting it up right now. Okay, Jerry, have you added up your number of devices?
I'll go first.
Okay, how many devices?
16 and counting.
16 and counting?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see what...
You can't beat that number.
Oh, are you kidding?
Nah.
Okay, right, how many do you have?
Yeah, I have a more modest 12. So.
Modest 12?
12.
Okay.
It's a good number.
I have 20 devices.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll prove it, right? I've got 4 in the bathroom. Oh,
4 in the bathroom? What is wrong with you?
4 in the bathroom, so that's 3 lights and 1 Google speaker. Then in the bedroom, I've got 4 lights plus another speaker. In my entryway, I have 1 smart lock. In my kitchen, I've got another speaker and a suspension light. And then in the living room, this is where I have 3 lights, a television, surround sound, air conditioner, and a Roomba.
Yeah, I have a Roomba too.
I apologize. Yep. And the newest member is out on my patio. I have an outdoor light strip.
All of that in a 700 square feet apartment.
600 square foot apartment.
Oh, 600. Yeah. Right.
So have you set your whole home up? Like when you walk in, it kind of turns on the lights?
It's literally all that. Yeah, it's so with this Google Assistant and the smart display and everything, and even just the app on your phone, I've set it up so that you can do what Google calls routines. I believe that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And I have it do a bunch of things when I say a phrase. So right now, if I say I'm leaving, it turns off the television, it turns off all the lights, it turns off the air conditioner, and locks the door.
Nice. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I like my routines too. I usually have my morning routine, which doesn't do anything fancy with the lights or something, but gives me the directions to my work, reads out the news. I think they're the main ones.
That's awesome. Yeah. But you have all that. You have a bunch of stuff hooked up also. And...
Yeah, and I usually split it between my different. Connected devices. So just to see how they work.
Yeah,
I have half of my house on Google and the rest on Amazon. I think personalization is a big part of these devices, right? Because what is relevant to you might not be relevant to somebody else in your family. And I think trying to understand who is talking to the devices definitely helps it provide more relevant information and kind of also helps with making the user experience better.
We got the one from Lenovo. It comes in an 8-inch or a 10-inch.
Yes.
The other guy that's got one.
So we also have one from JBL. Cool. It's called the JBL LinkView. Mm-hmm. It's a 8-inch smart display that has really good sound. And there's also the LG smart display.
But the other thing that's quality inside of these things are the microphones, right?
The reason having these multiple microphones is you're in the roomy, your living room, right? There's a lot of echoes going on. There's noise, your kids, right? And when you talk to it, it has to cut through all the noises, right? Mm-hmm. So having 2 microphones enable noise cancellation, noise suppression that your devices understand do better.
Yeah, so maybe that's beamforming, right? So it does audio beamforming, echo cancellation.
I have this rule here. You can't say a technical thing without defining it. And you drop the word beamforming.
Sure.
Well, take a stab at beamforming. What is
sure,
beamforming
is, okay, let me see. Let me put my technical hat on. And so beamforming is basically trying to create an audio beam so that you can think of a filter so that I can focus on the sound source. So it's easier to explain with an example. Let's say there are 3 or 4 people talking in a room, or one person is talking and there's a TV in the background.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're saying like, hey Google, or hey Alexa, or okay Google, I want to be able to focus my microphone array so that I can just pick you out and remove the background noise.
Okay.
And that's what is beamforming.
Let's jump back into this conversation.
Yes.
Like our device that's certified with Alexa is, I think it's more than 2 microphones in there.
Yes, we have a Alexa qualified solution where we have a 6 mic solution.
And this is just so our audience understands, like it's not something a consumer can buy. This is something our partners buy as the base for their product.
Yeah.
And then they absolutely trick it out. With either like beautiful displays or even massive speakers to
So sound bars, smart speakers. You can enable it on any kind of category of products which you want to enable Alexa with. And what we qualified was like a 6 mic solution. And what it actually provides is the front end for the Alexa processing. So front end is where we do the audio beamforming, the echo cancellation, noise suppression. So all the key pre-processing steps you need to do before you actually send that sound information to the Amazon backend is done on device.
Once you go from 2 to 6, well, is it just even more accurate?
Yeah, definitely increasing the number of microphones has higher accuracy, but there's also a trade-off in terms of processing because it's going to require more processing too. So yeah, we do have different solutions where we have a 3 mic solution, a 4 mic solution, and then the 6 mic solution too. It's basically it's a function of what the customer wants and also what the product is and what environment it's going to work in. Like we have products that can work in very noisy environments, right? That's, let's say, a motor running in the background or very close to a very heavy sound source, in which case we might need more number of microphones in different array patterns to kind of cancel out the noise.
And I think, Jerry, you showed me a demo of that. It's like, I think we call it barge-in.
Oh, yeah.
Is that
barge-in is when your device is playing music.
Yeah.
And then
when
you
the
talk
thing
to
itself
yes,
is making
exactly.
noise.
Because the device is smart enough to know what kind of music it's playing, right? So it cancels out that signal.
Wow.
So your voice cuts through.
Yeah. Because if you look at it, right, external sound sources are usually slightly away from the device and slightly away from the microphone, right?
Yeah.
But if you have like a big sound bar or a really powerful smart speaker, then your speakers are right next to the mic, right? Relatively close by, right? So the way you kind of filter out the music in that sense is slightly different. That's what we term as barge-in. And I'd say it's slightly done differently because in this particular case, you know what the noise source is. It's yourself.
Right. But still, it's hard to hear. It must be hard to cancel that out, I guess.
Definitely. There's a lot of processing involved, but having that known reference signal on what you're kind of putting out to the speaker is helpful because when you're kind of going to pick that same signal back on your mics, and then you can cancel it out. So once you cancel it out, then you can listen to what if somebody said something like, hey, Alexa, right?
Yeah.
So you can listen to that.
The hot word. Huh. Yeah. Interesting. So I think, I don't know, maybe I heard it, or maybe you didn't say it, but maybe this is the future trend. But did you say CNN? Or did you say, you did say.
Oh, yeah, but I did from a context of a media provider.
No, totally. So, but just so our audience understands, CNN, what is the definition of CNN?
So you're talking about convolution neural network. So I used it in the context of ABC News or CNN.
Okay.
But
but
being able to, but CNN is it's kind of convolution or DNN, which are deep neural networks, is just a as you can think of it as a mechanism for AI processing, right? And a lot of the new AI algorithms, right, for determining, let's say, a person or detecting a face or tracking somebody, underlying are built on these ML algorithms.
It's an AI technique.
Yes.
So every time that someone says one of these hot words to wake up the device, a neural network is the thing that identifies it.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's wild.
But the same neural net can be trained to do other things, and that's where smart displays kind of take it to the next level because you're now kind of you're not only doing audio processing, but you're also kind of doing vision-based processing.
So if you're doing like a video call, it can track a person in the room so that if you move around the room,
Definitely. I think we already see these kind of devices out in the market.
Cool.
That you can have, very high level of AI processing happen on the edge. That it can bring a better use case for video messaging or video chat, for example, right? Because traditionally, I've always found it very difficult when I'm doing a video messaging call, is kind of making sure I'm within the field of view of the camera.
Right.
And if so,
My arms
especially
aren't long enough to do a video
exactly,
call. So,
right?
Exactly.
And especially if the person that you're trying to capture is moving, it makes it even more difficult,
Totally.
right? And that's where you can employ the power of ML algorithms to see, hey, can I zoom in on the subject, right? That is actually important. So if there are many speakers, can I zoom in on the speaker that's important, right? Or if there are more than one speakers in the room, should I zoom out? Keeping them in focus, and those kind of AI techniques really enhance that video messaging experience. And I think that's what is actually increasing the adoption, right? We've, even without these devices, we already see that people are moving towards more video messaging. And these devices make the user experience so much better, because even with the current smart displays out there, you could think of a use case where you're just coming home, right? And you're coming from a day's work and you want to call mom. You say, call mom. And you don't have to do anything particular to engage in that call. You can continue doing on maybe preparing dinner and just have this very natural conversation with somebody on the other side, and not worry about, should I hold this phone? Should I make sure that I'm within the field of view? And it makes that conversation more natural, so you can have that conversation for longer.
Okay, I haven't used this yet. I'm single, don't have a family at home, whatever, but there's this one feature apparently that's within the Google Assistant. It's called Broadcast.
Yes.
Oh, I do that. I do that all the time.
I do it all the time too. I'm like, I'm like, I'm home.
Wait. So, all right, so explain to our listeners what this is. You have to.
Broadcast is basically a feature where you could tell Google hey, broadcast, and you could give a sentence, and what it does is it kind of broadcasts that message to all the devices in your home.
So you could be at work on your on the Google Assistant on your smartphone. You could say, I want you to broadcast to all of my devices at home, and you can send a message to everybody, they'll hear your voice.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a walkie-talkie.
Yeah. It's more like a loudspeaker, actually.
Yeah. That's like a parent's dream.
Yeah, it's like, I was like, come down for dinner wherever you are.
Totally. And turn off the TV at the same time.
Yeah.
There you go. That's super cool. You guys got to try it.
I'm sold. I'm buying this tomorrow.
Thanks for listening to the Qualcomm Podcast. And if you haven't already subscribed to our podcast, you can do so via SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and Google Podcasts. For even more news on Qualcomm technology, check out our Facebook page and Twitter feed. And by the way, my friends from legal really want you to know that references to Qualcomm may be Qualcomm Incorporated, Qualcomm Technologies Inc., and/or its subsidiaries.